What's up, everybody? Welcome to The Revival. My name is JJ, and it's time for part 2 of my PS4 collection. Alright, so let's just dive into it. First up, a couple of games that I really personally enjoy quite a bit, and that is Watch Dogs 1 and 2. I played and beat both of them. I would say... you know what? Yeah, Watch Dogs 2 probably I did like a little bit better. I like the story from 1 better, but I like the gameplay because there was just so much more added to it in 2. I really thought it was cool what they did in the first one, where I don't know if it's supported still or anything like that, but you could actually have somebody like with a tablet or cell phone, like you would do challenges where one person would be on their tablet or cell phone, they could hack into your game and then hack like the street lights and call police officers and all this stuff against the player who's playing the game trying to get away and you know, do an objective. I thought that was really, really neat. And they kind of did away with that pretty quick from what I understand, which is unfortunate. But either way, because it worked pretty well when we tried it a couple of times. But yeah, I mean, it's Grand Theft Auto with hacking, basically. And I really, really just enjoyed the hell out of both of them. And I definitely plan on playing Legion when I get it. I think it's out already, but I haven't played it yet. So as soon as I get my hands on it, I will definitely be playing Legion, for sure. Next 3 are the Uncharted games. So I've got the Nathan Drake Collection, which is Uncharted 1, 2, and 3, which these are the only 3 that I've played and finished. They're just so great, and they're just the right length too. Like, I kind of like start to get to a point where I'm like, with these kind of games, especially third-person shooters, where I'm just kind of like, alright, every level's the same, you know, I'm going through and, you know, running on this linear path, just fighting guys every now and then, and climbing to new places, and trying to solve a few puzzles here and there. I get it. And it's very, very repetitive in that regard. But Nathan Drake's personality, especially, along with just keeping the game at just the right length, right before it, like, starts to feel like you're just doing the same thing over and over again, it's really, really great. And the action sequences and stuff are top-notch. If you like movies like, you know, Indiana Jones, National Treasure, that kind of thing, I highly recommend these games. And that was really cool that they put all 3 of those on PS4. That being said, Uncharted 4, I'm really looking forward to playing because I keep hearing how amazing it is. So as soon as I get to it, I will definitely be playing Uncharted 4 at Thief's End. Because, yeah, man, Nathan Drake's just a great character. And then Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. I don't know much about it other than it includes the. I think it has to do with the ladies from the first couple of games, and I mean it's more Uncharted, so I'm totally on board, and I'll definitely play it at some point. So show. Next up, Just Cause 3. I really want to play more of this. I played it for I don't know about 5-6 hours, just kind of screwing around and doing what you do, grappling cows to helicopters, that kind of thing, and it's just a big giant playground, and I had a lot of fun with it. And I don't know why I stopped. I think something else came out, probably a JRPG, but I really, really want to play more of this. And I think Just Cause 4 has been out for a while now at this point too, but this is the only one in the series that I've played, and I really enjoyed it, so I want to go back and definitely give it a fair shake and try to get to the end as well. Just because it was just mindless fun. Super, super excited to get back into that. Highly recommend it. It's like, like a Grand Theft Auto, Watch Dogs kind of style of game where you're running around cities and environments and stealing cars and whatnot, but you can like grapple stuff to everything else. You can hang from helicopters and Spider-Man around on buildings and stuff like that, and you can attach one thing to other things, and like I said, cows to helicopters and watch it fly away. It's really fun. Next up is a game that I was looking for last week, and that is Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth. This is the one that I played. I really enjoyed it. It is a fairly standard JRPG with, God dang, you know what really sucks is growing out a beard growing out a beard at all, because my mustache just itches my nose like crazy. So that's why I keep like going like this, because it's really, really itchy. I just need to cut it at some point. Anyway, I really enjoyed the hell out of this game, much more than I was expecting to. I've never been like a massive fan of the show by any means, or even any of the previous games in the series. I thought it was kind of neat. I've seen some of it, but I really like Pokemon, and this was, a console version of that kind of style. So I was like, oh, you collect monsters, and you can use 3 at a time in a party, which is really cool, and that kind of thing. And I got into it, and I really, really enjoyed the hell out of it. So I definitely, especially if you're a fan of the show, I imagine you would like this. But if you're into like Pokemon, that kind of thing, you have a PS4, give this a shot, because it's a fun one. A little repetitive, but it's good. Next, honestly, one of the best games on the system, Persona 5. This game is the first game of the Persona series that I've played, and my favorite, hands down. It's so freaking good. This is the Steelbook, as you can see. I can't recommend this enough. The style, the art style, the music. This is a game that will show you that turn-based combat is not dead. All you have to do is modernize it, make it flashy. This does it so well, and it's so brilliant, and I cannot recommend this, and it's so addicting too. I cannot recommend this enough. It's like I've talked about this before with a couple of the other games that I've played, and it's like it's a 1-year cycle, so every day you're doing different tasks and stuff like that, and you have to do dungeons before the end of the month. And you can level up, you can do social stuff, you're going to school at the same time, so you can study, all to build your stats and that kind of thing, and you're following a story along the way. And because each day doesn't take that long, you find yourself like kind of just going like, alright, I should probably stop playing. Well, I can do one more day. Alright, I can probably knock out one more day. Alright, I can just do one more. Okay, just one more, because I'm so close to getting this stat up. Alright, just one more, and you just do that over and over again until like 4 hours later you're like, oh my god, I have not stopped playing this thing. And that's how it was for this. That's how it's been for all 3 of the Persona games that I've played. 3, 4, and 5. This is where it started for me, and cannot recommend this enough. Even if especially if you haven't played the series, this is a great jumping off point, because that's what made me fall in love with it. So, next up, DotHack GU Last Recode. This is the remaster of the DotHack GU series that was on PS2, I think. The original DotHack series, DotHack Infection Mutation, the quadrilogy, as it were. I have played through the first 3 of those, and I'm on the 4th one. It's been so long, though, at this point, I may just start it over, because you do carry stuff from one game to the next, and I remember really liking it, but I never finished that 4th game, and that still hasn't sat well with me. But I really am looking forward to getting into these at some point as well, just because I love the universe and the art and the design, the characters, like the simulated MMO experience. It's like having to talk to friends without actually having those friends. That makes me sound sad. You know what I mean. Dang it. This game looks fun, and I can't wait to play it. Next up is Bloodborne. I'm excited to try this out. I honestly, like, ever since Dark Souls, like, I picked this up before I got Dark Souls, before I even played Dark Souls or anything like that, just because it was recommended to me by so many people. I really do want to try it out, and I will at some point. I kind of want to get through Dark Souls 2 and 3 first, but I am definitely looking forward to getting into this because I've heard such great things, and it's just another one of those games where, once you beat it, you can say, hey, I finished that game, because it's brutally tough. So, I've heard both sides of the fence. I've heard some people say, this is way easier than, like, this is Dark Souls Light, and then I've heard other people say, this is way harder. So, I don't know. I think those games all, like, because they all cater to everybody's individual play styles, it's going to be a different experience no matter who you are. That was my experience with Dark Souls, was like, I could play with this weapon or this weapon or this weapon or this weapon, and I have to switch up how I'm playing every single time that I switch my weapon. I think that's kind of where the mixed reviews come in as far as what's harder and whatnot. So definitely looking forward to getting into it, though. And speaking of which, Dark Souls Remastered 1, 2, and 3. I did a whole review on Dark Souls, so I won't get into that. You can go check that out on my channel. It was my first one ever in this style, and I have a lot of things to say about it. And Dark Souls 2, I will be playing this year, well, 2021, with Adrian. I'm going to try and, it's not going to be on my list to beat for the year. I'm going to try and play it casually and take it slow. So hopefully that'll change how I feel about it. So we'll see. And then Dark Souls 3, same thing soon after. I hope to get to that one. So yeah. But definitely looking forward to it, because I really want to give that series a fair shake, because there was so much to appreciate about the first one. And just go look at my review. Next up, Jedi Fallen Order, which is, from what I understand, Star Wars Dark Souls. So I am looking forward to playing this at some point, because I love pretty much every Star Wars storyline that I've ever seen. So definitely want to get into this at some point. I think the main character kind of looks like a doofus, but I think the game looks cool, and I'm looking forward to getting into it at some point. Another one that I'm really looking forward to getting into, Plaguetail Innocence. I have heard such amazing things about the story in this, and it's not that long, so I may knock this out soon. I picked this up because I saw it cheap on Amazon, and I really, really want to get into it just because I love the setting and the idea behind the story of just these people trying to escape the plague and, going around the Dark Ages and stuff. So really looking forward to getting into that at some point. Hopefully soon. Next up, Until Dawn. Story-focused. I think most people know what Until Dawn is. It's a horror, choose-your-own-adventure kind of thing. I played this with my cousin, and he played most of it. I kind of watched most of it because he was over and he was just bored, so he picked out a game, and then he ended up just spending the whole weekend playing through it, which was kind of fun to watch and see his decisions and how it unfolded. So I'd like to do my own playthrough at some point and see what I do, but I'm kind of waiting until... This was like within the last couple of years, so I'm kind of waiting till all the memories of it really... I'm sure they won't all go away, but I'm waiting to where it's not as familiar with me. So, definitely looking forward to having my own experience with Until Dawn. Another game that I'm really looking forward to playing, that is God of War. I tried playing one of the original God of Wars. I don't remember if it was... I think it was just the original. And I was just not crazy about just constant combat and just hack and slash and blah, blah, blah. I just got bored really fast. I think I was just not in the mood for it, because I'm fine with that kind of stuff. I think it just came at a bad time and I just wasn't in the mood for it. But this, from what I understand, is a lot more serious, a lot deeper, and a lot more challenging as far as the gameplay goes. And I'm really looking forward to seeing the story and everything like that. So definitely going to give that a shot soon as well. Next is a game... So, Dreams. I have not played it. The reason I bought it was because I saw an article that somebody had done online where somebody made Final Fantasy VII Remake in Dreams. And I was so desperate to play that game that I picked up this just so I could experience that. But I never did. I just got it, and then... Before I knew it, the real thing was out, and this kind of went by the wayside. I definitely want to hop into this at some point, because I would love to see what other people have created and that kind of thing, and see what this is all about, because it really is intriguing. But I just thought it was funny that that's the reason I picked it up initially. So, next up, Ni no Kuni 2. I love the first game. I love this one even more. I love the story in the first one, but I really, really love the gameplay in this one. Man, it was so good. The city building thing was fantastic, and just the exploration and doing all these side missions and the characters and the world, obviously. It's just such a beautiful, beautiful series in general. I can't recommend Ni no Kuni enough to people who are willing to give it a chance. At least play this one. If I'm going to recommend one of the two, it's hard to recommend the first one just because the story and the game itself doesn't really pick up for a while. Once it does, it's great, but it's like it takes a minute to get going. And a lot of people kind of stop that initial hump. I know I did the first time I played it. I stopped playing it because I was just like, okay, this is kind of a slog. But then I went back to it years later and got past that, and I was like, wow, I'm really enjoying the hell out of this. So this one, though, was a fun ride all the way through, and you don't have to have played the first one to understand or play this one. So I definitely recommend getting into this at some point if you if you get the chance. And the last one that I have in this stack is Axiom Verge. I don't know much about it, to be honest, other than it's like a Metroidvania kind of game. I picked it up because it was like a special edition in a really nice box that was super cheap. So I just remember buying it because of that. But I do want to play this because every time somebody's over and they see that I have the box, they're like, oh, have you played it? I'm like, no. They're like, dude! So everybody says it's so good. I need to try it out. I understand that. So, but that is part 2 of my PlayStation 4 collection. As you can see, we still have quite a few to go. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I will see you next week. And as always, keep on gaming.